after the live. We're gonna wait a few minutes, let some more people hop on before we start diving in. Um, so recently, I've been doing a lot of lives before my training in the morning. So if there's anything you guys want to talk about during the lives, let me know. Even if it's after the live, I should still be able to see the comments in the YouTube studio. But yeah, let me know. Today we're going to be talking about the second annual Turtle Man Classic, the first ever Dungeon Super Series. Hey, what's up, Drew? Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Maybe today I can. Yesterday I failed at convincing you to make the trip from Vegas, but maybe I can convince you today. Maybe today's the day that I convince you to make the trip over to pull at the second annual Turtle Man Classic. But what do you think? Am I getting closer to have you make the what is it, like 900 miles, 1,000 miles, or something like that? It's not that bad. It's not that long of a trip. If you, but if you can't make it this year, don't worry. There's going to be one next year. There's going to be a Turtle Man 3. But yeah, let's start talking about Turtle Man. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Drew. Maybe that's your sign. Maybe you should buy a lottery ticket. Maybe today's the day. Nice big win on the lottery, and then you'll be able to go to pretty much any competition you want all over the world. But yeah, so Turtle Man Classic, Turtle Man 2. Oh, there's no lottery in Nevada. I didn't know that. There might be a casino or two. Maybe you could try that out. So Turtle Man will be Saturday, September 6th. The tournament is going to start at noon. So that being said, weigh-ins and sign-ups are from 8 to 11. So if you want to compete in the tournament, you must be there before 11 a.m. Otherwise, you will miss the sign-ups and the weigh-ins, and we won't be able to put you in the brackets. Now, this is not locked in. I can't remember who. Someone gave me this idea. We might apply, like, if someone shows up after 11, there might be a chance we'll be able to put you in the bracket. But there will definitely be, if so, there would definitely be a late fee. What that late fee is for everyone else's time. That money, the late fee, is given to the charity, just like every other money that we get for this tournament is given to the charity. What this charity is Turtle Man is a nickname to one of our teammates, Danny DeMichael. Unfortunately, he passed away about 2 years ago due to a drunk driver. So we got together as a team. We put on the first event. Last year's event, we raised over $6,500. I don't remember the exact number, but I know it's more than $6,500. So our goal this year is to raise more than $6,500 to beat last year's what we raised for the charity. What we do is we give it to Danny's wife, and she takes the money, she puts it in a college fund savings account kind of thing or something like that. So as Danny's daughter gets older, the money will grow, but every year we should add some good chunk of change to it. And hopefully by the time she's in school, she doesn't have to, at least hopefully the money side is all covered. Yeah, so that's what the money is going for. It's going to go for a school fund for Danny's daughter. The only money that is not 100% going to the charity is going to be the pay-per-view. YouTube, I got to double check. I've been saying that for like a week. What YouTube takes. I think it's like a third. So YouTube's going to take a third of the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view is going to be on this channel, YouTube. It's going to go for $9.99. It's under the paid memberships under YouTube. So this is what we're going to do with that $9.99. Whatever YouTube doesn't take, we are going to divide. We're going to divide up, give some to the athletes. We're going to give some to the referees, and the rest we're going to give to the charity. That's how we're going to divide up the pay-per-view. What's up, Repo? Thanks for watching. What's up, Wolfie? So yeah, that's the only money that is not going 100% is the pay-per-view. Some will be to the athletes, some will be to the referees, and some YouTube takes. You will get, with that $9.99, you will get unlimited. You'll be able to watch the matches as many times as you want. And also, too, as long as you are a member, it's a recurring payment. It's a monthly payment. You will get a discount to Team Stone, Stone TV merchandise. So as long as you're a member, you'll get that discount. That discount also applies to coaching. My day's going pretty good, Wolfie. I getting ready to lift. I'm going to lift after this, and then it's Tuesday, so Tuesday practice. We got the arm wrestlers coming over today. So if you're in the Connecticut area and you like arm wrestling, today's the day you could join a team. If you guys want to join the team or are interested in joining the team, we practice 2 days in Connecticut, Tuesday, 5 p.m. and Saturday at 10 a.m. Shoot me a message on Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram. Instagram is _TeamStone777. So Wolfie asked how old you got to be. So if you are 18 and over, you're more welcome to come. The only thing is if you are under 18, you're going to have to bring a parent with you. Something like that. we have one guy on the team who he's probably 18 now, but when he first started, he was 16. So he'd come with his father. His father would come and bring him, hang out. The father wouldn't pull. The father would just, come out, hang out, and watch, kind of thing. But yeah, it's good training. Arm wrestling's a fun sport. Almost everyone in the sport is fun to be around. I used to be a power lifter. Before I was arm wrestler, I was a power lifter. And personally, I think the community of arm wrestler compared to the community of powerlifting is, let's see, maybe funner. Maybe there's more fun going on. Hey, what's up, Ivan? Thanks for watching. Hey, Ivan, what classes are you doing this year at the Turtle Man Classic? We have we have pretty much every class. We even have sit down. So keep that in mind. I don't know if you ever pulled sit down. So we talked about the time. So signups, weigh-ins, 8 to 11. Tournament starts at 12, but if you want to compete, you got to be there before 11. It's not guaranteed, but there is a slight chance you might be able to be entered if you show up after 11, but there will definitely be a late fee if that's the case. So keep that in mind, guys. Yeah, those are gonna be some good classes. The 198 Pro is usually, at least last year, I want to say was one of the most stacked class. So that would be a fun time. And I think we only have two classes over and under 200 for sit down, and I think the underclass is going to be. I think there's going to be a lot more people in the underclass, but those are just guess. Well, the 98 is definitely going to be the pro class is definitely going to be a mega stack class. Oh, Ivan, I don't know if you heard this. If you win first place in that pro class, you will be entered in the overall. And if whoever wins the overall, left or right, is going to be guaranteed a spot at the next pay per view. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Um, it's only going to be first place to be entered in the overalls, and only the pros. The masters class is not guaranteed. We're going to see how it goes. See how it goes the day of. If it's full world champions, it will most likely masters be involved in the overall. But the reason why it's not guaranteed, I just don't want to put any new guys, potential new guys that just happen to be 40 or over in the overall. Let's see. So last year we did have a little bit of an after pull. It wasn't. It was very quick. It was fun, but it was very quick. This year, I definitely want to have a giant after pull. I would like everyone to hang out after pull. There's going to be a lot of high level athletes. From down south. We got Passmore, the whole entire Passmore family coming up from Georgia. He's coming up north. We got people coming down south. From Maine. We got people coming. Vermont. We even got people coming from Puerto Rico. There's even going to be people coming from Puerto Rico. So I'm not sure what's the furthest trip. I gotta double check the map, but it's either Puerto Rico or Georgia, I would say. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So there's gonna be a lot of high level pullers there. Your first opportunity, if you like, say if you guys really want to pull those athletes, your first opportunity to pull everybody, that's guaranteed. Because some people might, some of the athletes Friday for the Dungeon Supermatch series, they might not stay for the tournament. Some people have, work and stuff like that going on. So Saturday, it's definitely going to be a great after pull, but not all the athletes are guaranteed to be there for the from the super matches. But Friday, after the super matches, we're going to have a dungeon tour, as well as your first opportunity to pull with all the athletes. So if you guys have a favorite athlete you want to pull, that's your first chance. But in order to go to the Friday event, you're going to have to buy tickets. And in order to get the address, you're going to have to buy tickets. So if you guys know, like, the dungeon it's a building in Connecticut. It's in kind of a very, it's in the woods pretty much. There's not many people that know where it is. But if you do know where it is, if you have the address, if you've ever been there, I would you're more than welcome just to show up and buy a ticket of the day. But more than likely, you have to shoot me a message, Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram _TeamStone777. And the in-person tickets, they are going to go for $30, and all of that money for the in-person tickets is given to the charity. Well, welcome back, Wolf. Appreciate that. Let's see. So let's go back to the Dungeon Supermatch series. If you guys want to watch the event, if you bought tickets, I would definitely say earlier the better. The earliest would be that you guys could show up is 10 a.m. I would say the latest, we would definitely prefer you there before 11 o'clock, because from 11 to noon, 11 to 11:45, we'll be doing stuff with athletes, going over rules, last final questions. The refs will be talking to the athletes if there's any questions. So it might be a little tricky to do parking, because that's the only potential tricky thing with the Dungeon Supermatch series is the parking. But I think we'll be okay. We just gotta keep everything kind of organized. It doesn't have to be super organized, but kind of organized. If anybody has, there's a couple guys. Right now there's one guy that's bringing a camper. If anybody is bringing something that is like a camper size, 20 to 30 feet, definitely message me, because the entrance 25 feet may be the max for length of a vehicle. This Saturday I'm gonna double check. We might be able to get 30 feet, but the turn, it's all up to the turn of the entrance to the dungeon. Keep this in mind for the Dungeon Super Series. It's going to be a standing event. During the pay-per-view, it's going to be a standing event. Now, that being said, say, for example, if there's a medical issue, or if there's, somebody is pregnant, or somebody is, older and they have a hard time, standing for long times, let me know. We will definitely, you're more than welcome to bring your own chair if you have a setup, but if not, let me know and we'll figure something out. But if you're healthy, you definitely will be standing, so keep that in mind. Standing seats, so it's first come, first serve. If you want the best spot, you'll be able to see in how we set it up. You will be able to see everything, even if you're in the back. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But if you want to be right in the front row, we're gonna have a little barrier that where people can't, only athletes, cameraman, people involved with the event are allowed in. You'll be able to go as close as you want to the barrier. It's probably just going to be like a police caution tape kind of thing. So the super matches are going to start at noon. We have 9 mega matches. We got multiple matches with guys in the top 20 in their weight classes in the country. If I'm not mistaken, every athlete is definitely, I would say, top 5 in their state for their weight. Most of them are definitely higher. So we got a pretty good card going on. Let's name some matches off now. No particular order. I'm just going to name the matches that come to mind. So we'll start with the ladies. The ladies are going to pull right arm. They're meeting at 140 pounds. Kyla Ward versus Candy Passmore. Now, Kyla is newer. She's been pulling for about 3 years. But she's got a lot of power. She's been going on a little bit of a tear up in our area, the northern area, Connecticut. Well, she's from, I think she's, I always mix it up, New Hampshire, Vermont. I want to say New Hampshire, but I always mix them up. She's from there, but she's going on a tear. Right hand of the last year Turtle Man Classic. She went undefeated. And I want to say she was the smallest lady in the class by possibly at least 30 to 50 pounds. She's pulling Candy Passmore. Candy Passmore is, I would say, a veteran in the women's sport of arm wrestling. She's a big fan of super matches. She's probably had at least 10 super matches so far, maybe more if I'm not mistaken. Her technique is very good. So I'm very interested on this match. It's gonna be interesting, Next match that comes to mind, no particular order. Sam Mitchell versus Brian Malek. Now I think I said in my last videos that they're meeting at 165. It's 176 if I'm not mistaken. I just talked to him. I always mix them up. Being a super heavyweight myself, I usually only read the classes with letters. Remember the classes with letters, and I get the classes with numbers all mixed up. If you're a super heavyweight watching, you definitely understand, But they're meeting at 176 pounds. They have history. It's been probably at least 3 years since they've pulled. They're tied 1-1. Early on, Brian beat Sam 4 years ago. A couple years later, Sam beat Brian, but there's a little bit of an asterisk to it. Brian had a big super match before they pulled. So now we are going to settle it for real. Both guys will be healthy. Both guys will be fresh. Both guys will be ready to go. And it's going to be a best of 5. It's going to be very interesting. Now, next match that comes to mind will be James Roden Mason versus Tim Lewis. Tim Lewis is stepping in for Brendan Peasley. Peasley's not able to make it. So Tim Lewis is stepping up, so I appreciate that. He was a last-second fill-in. Originally, they were going to pull left, but now they are pulling right. So James and Tim are pulling right. Now, this is interesting. Before, when Peasley was in it was a battle of a bullet versus a bullet. Now it's a battle of a bullet versus a bulletproof vest. One athlete, I would say, definitely wants to keep this arm wrestling match dynamic, so he wants to keep it moving, wants to finish it fast. The other athlete wants it to be static. It wants it to be it wants it to stop somewhere, anywhere, as long as it stops. Both these athletes are smart. They know each other. They know their strengths. They know their opponent's weaknesses. So it should be interesting. Very, very interesting. Next match that comes to mind, in no particular order, will be Paul Passmore. Now, Paul Passmore has 2 matches, one left, one right. 2 separate athletes. So let's start with right. Right arm, he's pulling James Clark. Now, Paul's probably a little more well-known than James, but at least in my area, James is very well-known. He is, he's usually about a 242 guy, but he competes a lot in the supers. He usually wins in the supers. He's very strong, very fast, but now he's also, I think he might be the healthiest he's been in terms of, his elbow. That being said, Paul Passmore is also looking extremely strong. He's got some great wins recently. His arms, I saw some videos of him. His arms are looking massive. One guy's a top roller, one guy's a hooker. So I do like this match. I think it's the classic battle of a top row versus a hooker. They're meeting at 242 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. James has a little bit of a height advantage, maybe 3 or 4 inches, maybe more. So it's very, very interesting. I'm excited for this match. Now, Paul Passmore is also pulling lefty. He is pulling Justin Baird. Justin Baird has been spending some time in boxing. He decided to come back over to arm wrestling. A little less, there's less brain damage, I think, most of the time in arm wrestling. So that's a benefit. Maybe that's what helped him. But what I think really helped him come over is the opportunity to pull Paul. Because I think, from what I hear, they've been talking for 2 years, maybe even more, about getting this match going. They've never pulled each other. So I think it's going to be a great battle. Next match comes to mind. These athletes have 2 matches, but they are pulling each other. So left and right, they're pulling each other. First athlete is actually the dungeon is this athlete's home. It's where he sleeps. It's where he eats. It's where he lives. It's where he feeds his cats. And that athlete is the High Chief, Ron Columba. Now, he's pulling black ice. These athletes have history, 15 years at least history. When Black Ice first started, Chief coached him. He even sold him an arm wrestling table that he still uses today. He still trains on Chief's table. Actually, I spoke to Black Ice last night. I might screenshot the text and make a little video of it. But he wants the dungeon. He wants to win. He wants to redecorate the dungeon. He wants the title of High Chief. And I know the Chief is going to do everything in his power to not let that happen. Now, Chief is I want to say he's got a little bit of an age gap. They're meeting at the same. Well, actually, I take that back. It's open weight, so both these athletes can show in as heavy or as light as they want. Chief is probably, I think he's 67. But as you know, in arm wrestling, usually sometimes age helps you, you know. Now, these guys have pulled many times in tournaments. To the best of my knowledge, Chief has not lost to Black Ice, but Black Ice has been training hard. I've been making the trip down with him to Pennsylvania to pull with Storm and Paul, and Black Ice is feeling very strong. Plus, his endurance is through the roof. Yeah, what's up, Natty Boys? Thanks for watching. I have been cutting. I've been cutting mostly, sandwiches in halves and then eating the sandwiches. But I'm probably heavy right now. I haven't stepped on a scale since at least 4 months probably. So I'm going to step on a scale. I won't step on a scale until Friday, the day of the super matches. But maybe in a year or two, I'll cut down to 176, and I'll join you guys down there. You know. Hey, what's up, Brian? Yeah, man. No worries if you can't make it this year. I know it's a big trip. Plus, people got stuff going on. But don't worry, like you just said, there will be a third one. So keep that in mind. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So far of the matches that we talked about, what's your favorite super match that is on the Dungeon Super Match series? What's your favorite super match? What do you think is going to be the closest match? When is the New York State Fair arm wrestling, Brian? Actually, I was just at the Connecticut Brooklyn Fair Sunday with Tim Bresnan. He runs the Brooklyn Fair. He took the trip up from. He took a trip from, I want to say Tennessee. I think it's like 18 hours or something like that driving. So that's a lot of driving, you know. So the tournament was fun, good time. No one got hurt, so that's always good. Yeah, Brian, it's hard not to be a fan of the Chief. You know, he always puts on a good show, always entertaining. But how do you see Chiefs match going with Black Ice? How do you see that match going? So it's lefty and righty, best of five both. How do you see that going? Oh, if it's this weekend, I won't be able to make it. We got the last. This is the last practice before the match. Well, I also got a match. I didn't talk about it yet, but I'll talk about it in a little bit. And also final details at the dungeon. You know, we're setting things up, cleaning things up, getting everything ready for parking and stuff like that. I think there's 2 matches left I didn't talk about. Now, the next match that we're going to talk about is going to be Bill Sinks. I feel like if you're an arm wrestler, you definitely should know who Bill Sinks is. He's been around for a long time. Many people call him a legend of the sport, which I think that is definitely fair. He is pulling the assassin Ron Armini. Now, in our area, the assassin Ron Armini is very well known. Everyone knows him, but most of the people only know him as Ron, not the assassin. You know, they know the happy-go-lucky version of Ron. You know, we'll show up, just have some fun at the tournament. You know, if he takes a loss, no big deal. There's only been one time that I've ever met the 100% real assassin, and that was in 2020 at the IFA Worlds. He was in assassin mode. He went undefeated, both arms, and got 2 golds. Yeah, Brian, that's a tough call. I agree with you. You know, I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be very entertaining. Black Ice and Chief. I think it's gonna go 3-2 both matches. Yep, yeah, Brian, you gotta watch out for the quiet ones. You know. But Assassin and Bill Sinks, it's gonna be a best of 5 right arm. It's going to be interesting. Assassin, and 2, also, if you don't know this, my first ever arm wrestling practice was with the CT Armbenders, which is run by the Assassin. So I spent about my first year with the Armbenders before I started to take the trip over to the dungeon. So it should be very, very interesting. Now, there's only one match left, I think, that I didn't talk about, which is my match. So it's going to be a handicap match, a 1 versus 3. Yeah, it's tricky. You know, I've everybody on the card. I've probably pulled the most with Chief, at least in the last 6 months, and Black Ice. So I have the most information on those guys, and I really think it's going to be an absolute crazy battle. Assassin is he's a little bit younger than Bill. I want to say Assassin is 50. He's somewhere between 50 and maybe 55, but 50 to 55. I can't remember the exact age. He might be 50, maybe 51. And I think Bill is like maybe 57, 59 maybe. Now, the handicap match, it will be me versus three, the team of three. The team of three is John, Damien, and Andrew. Now, John and Damien are from the state of Massachusetts. Damien is number 2, only behind Jerry Caderet. And John is, if he's not third, he's tied for third with Chris Burns in the state of Massachusetts. Andrew, now, I'm not as super familiar as I am with more of the area in my area, but Pennsylvania. Andrew's from Pennsylvania. I would definitely say Andrew is definitely in the top 10 in the supers. I'm just not as familiar as I am with more of the up here area. So I'm interested. I'm very interested in this match. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a crazy challenge. Yeah, man. Arm wrestling is a fun sport, especially being 55. Most people don't even, in the sport of arm wrestling, don't even hit their peak until about 57. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Not even peaked out yet in terms of the potential. All right, man. Thanks for watching. I'll see you. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow in the next pre-live. But the super match, my super match with the team of three, I'm very excited for. Now, all these guys I practiced with, and they all have pinned me in practice. So they are a serious threat. They all have their own strengths, and it should be very interesting. It should be very, very interesting. Now, see you tomorrow, Brian. I appreciate that. Now, the team of three, the way the match is going to go is, say, for example, round 1, athlete A, round 2, athlete B, round 3, athlete C. They will, that's how it's set up. They have freedom if they want to change the order. As long as it's after the round, they can change the order. If they have their own strategy, they can do whatever strategy they want. Should be very interesting. It's going to be a right arm match. It's going to be very, very interesting. Originally, I was a little concerned. Originally, I didn't know how people were going to take to this 1 versus 3 match. I didn't know if people would like it. I didn't know if people would not like it. But at least if I'm going off of Facebook and YouTube. The 1 versus 3 match is it's getting the most attention. So I think that's, which is good for the charity, because the purpose of this event is to raise money for charity. So it should be very interesting. The way this actually was not my original plan, the 1 versus 3. So the way this match was born is because it's a charity event, we have a budget of 0. And so we're trying to get a high caliber match with some of the athletes in the top 15. But the tricky thing with a budget of 0 is, athletes at that level, they want like usually a minimum of travel and stay. Oh, thanks for watching Arm Wrestling Sport. Don't forget practice today, Tuesday practice. If not, don't forget the dungeon. But yeah, they usually want at minimum travel and stay for like them and their wife or something, or girlfriend or something, which is definitely fair. That is definitely, in my opinion, that's definitely fair for the level of athlete that I was reaching out to. Next year, we're definitely going to have. We're definitely going to have a bigger budget next year. So, but that being said, John, Damian, Andrew were the only guys that were able to step up with the condition of making the trip on their own dime and their own time. So I'm very appreciative to those guys. 60-hour work weeks. Those are rough. So I'm definitely appreciative to John, Damian, and Andrew, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be a part of, at least as an athlete, I wouldn't be a part of the first ever Dungeon Super Series. So I'm very appreciative. But that being said, I am not losing. I just came off a tough loss. I'm not losing twice in a row. And also, I am not losing on home field. So that being said, it's going to be a good time. So let's talk about, if you guys have any questions for me, let me know in the chats. I'd be happy to try to answer them about the tournament, the super matches, t-shirts. We have, so let's see. See that green shirt over there? That is the t-shirt from last year, the Turtle Man Classic. We're going to have new shirts, similar color, Turtle Man 2. The t-shirts go for $30. We are doing pre-orders. You contact me on Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram, _Team Stone 777. I have Zeal or Cash App in order to guarantee you get a shirt this year. In order to, just got to do the pre-order. Arm Wrestling Sport, dedicated Nick is dangerous. Yeah, I've been training hard. This may be the first time ever in my arm wrestling career that my right is potentially stronger than my left. At least the last couple weeks I've been feeling it's been very interesting. I feel like my right has gone through like a very interesting, like a metamorphosis, So it should be interesting. Alex, are you gonna be there? Are you gonna be there at the super matches, or are you not gonna be able to make it? I know it's at noon. It's a tough time, but that's the only time slot we have to make anything work. Is noon on a Friday. Yeah, let me know if you're going to the super matches. Let's see. So we talked about the handicap match. If you are watching the if you're watching the pay-per-view, the only match order that's going to be different than in person will be my match, the 1 versus 3. We are going to, in person, it's going to be the first match for 2 reasons. The first reason, we have some modified rules. I want to make sure there's no major problems. If there is, it would happen to me and the other three matches, but if there is any problems, we can make adjustments so the other athletes don't have the same problem. Also, too, this way I can focus once I can focus on the match. Then when the match is done, I can go back to being a promoter, make sure the event is running smooth, making sure everyone is happy and having a great time. But yeah, man, if you can make it, it'd be cool. It will definitely be a good time. Remember, the tickets go for $30. But keep this in mind. I'm gonna do a couple more guessing games kind of thing. I did one before with the third athlete. I think the next question I'm gonna do is who is my favorite arm wrestler to watch as a fan. That's probably gonna be the question, and whoever guesses that right is will get a free ticket. And so you being a teammate, you might have an advantage. I might have said it before who it is, but keep that in mind. Well, welcome back, Wolfie. Welcome back. So the Dungeon Super Series, we talked about t-shirts. We also have the Turtle Man t-shirts. There's also the Team Stone t-shirts. Wolfie says he fell down the stairs. Hopefully you got that on video, because that might be the $1 million video. The old blue goat. You gotta watch out for the blue goat. If that's what it looks like to me, a blue goat. Hopefully that's not like an innuendo for something, because I'm not sure. It could be good. It could be really bad. But let's see. Talked about the super matches. We talked about t-shirts. We also have arm wrestling straps. Team Stone arm wrestling straps. Got a nice buckle to it. The straps go for $20. But the day of the Turtle Man, there will be a sale on straps. Now, this is in person only. It will be a buy one, get one 50% off. So it's only in person, not online or anything that's shipped or anything. Well, hopefully nothing like the arms didn't break, so you can still arm wrestle. Hopefully it's like maybe just like a sprained ankle or something, so you can still arm wrestle. So we talked about the Dungeon Supermatch series. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. Let's talk about some of the rules. Rules for the event. The rules for the super matches and tournament will be the same. The only rules that will be different or added on is safety stoppages for the amateur, novice, amateur, and maybe even the semi-pro class will have safety stoppages. What a safety stoppage would be is anything that like excessive shoulder turning that puts, excessive spiral force on the humerus will be stopped. Even if there's not a foul, it will be a stop and a foul. The referee will talk about why it was stopped, why it's a more risky position. There's only really two. One, the spiral fracture, and also an open arm. If someone is open arm, if there's a stretched out arm, there'd be a high risk of a bicep tear, so that will be a stoppage. Same thing, the referee will give you a foul and tell you, even if there's not a foul, the referee will give you a foul and tell you why, give you a little safety rundown again. There's going to be a safety rundown after the rules meetings for them, if they have any other questions. But I know a lot of like the novice class, amateurs, if you're new and if you forget something, don't be afraid to ask the referee or even me or anybody working the event. They'll give you a safety rundown, how to stay in more safer positions. I think I might start doing the live lifting, but I think I'm going to do my lifting videos and put them with the membership videos. So like say if people buy the pay-per-view, they will also be able to watch the lifting videos and my training videos. I think I'm going to put that under the paid membership as well. But yeah, it will definitely come. It will definitely come. So maybe I'll start first with a like a recovery lift. So I'm gonna have to get like a cameraman or something for the heavy days, because I don't really like, when I'm training hard, I don't really like touching my phone or anything. Even like I'll record, even when I'm just training hard, I'll record once in a while, but it's mostly more of like a technique check than anything like that. So we talked about the safety rules. So let's talk about, there's some new modified rules we're adding. I think the biggest thing that has changed is some people are going to like this, some people aren't. I think most people will like it. Even if you don't like it, all you have to do is say no instead of yes, and it's not going to be applied to you. So what this is so as soon as the athletes look like they have something, they look something okay, like this grip, the referee will not make any adjustments. What the referee will do is go to athlete 1, athlete 2. Are you good with this grip? Are you good with this grip? If now the referee needs a verbal yes or no. If the athletes both say yes, I'm good, yes, I'm good, the next command will be don't move, followed by go. So if you both say you're good, the next command is going to be don't move, go, and the match is going to be on. If one athlete says no, yeah, the extra break in between sets is good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that could be a benefit to doing the filming stuff. If one athlete says no, one athlete says yes, I'm good, one athlete says no, then the referee will step in. The first thing they will do is they're going to square your shoulders up. Once they go from shoulders to hands, if you are caught carving in your shoulder, if the referee has to go back to your shoulders after going hands to shoulders, and that's the second time they're on your shoulders, it's going to be a foul. Now, this is a new rule. We're going to try it on the super matches, see how it goes, but I think it's going to be good. Mostly, it's mostly for time, and also to me personally as a fan, if I'm watching arm wrestling, I cannot stand 15-minute setups where the referee is, going from hands to shoulders to hands to, stuff like that. Another thing I personally cannot stand as a fan is professional fouls. So what I mean by that is, it's not in some rules. It's not against the rules, so they're not cheating. It's in the rules. I think the rules need to be adjusted because I think most rules are set up to potentially reward an athlete for fouling, and the athlete that did not foul is at a disadvantage. So what I'm trying to do is make rules that will not give a reward for an athlete if they foul. The athlete that does not foul will get the potential benefit. So what a professional foul would be, say, these are running fouls. So the running fouls alone pretty much prevents the professional foul. But with the running fouls, if there's a foul and a huge position gained, that will be a stop. So what I mean by that, so most people with a professional foul, all they do is if they get in a bad position, they just pop their elbow up and they get a new start. So my opinion, if someone is arm wrestling and they stop arm wrestling to foul, I'm not a fan of that because an athlete is stopping arm wrestling and focusing on fouling. It's in the rules, most rules, so it's not cheating. But with these rules, these super matches and tournament rules, if someone does a professional foul, the only with the running foul, so they're gonna have to gain an advantage to get a stop. So they hit, go up, and then hit with to get the stop. What's gonna happen is that's gonna be an unprofessional, unsportsman foul. Now these have to be obvious. We're gonna have 3 referees. It has to be so obvious that all referees know right away that was a professional foul, unsportsman foul. They're gonna have to know right away. Practice tomorrow in the morning. I'm gonna lift tomorrow morning. Probably not super early, but I'll probably maybe around 11. That's probably when I'll lift. If you're around, let me know. We get some lifting in. I probably won't do too much table time. I'm gonna pull today. I'm gonna pull a little bit Saturday, and then that might be it for the prep for this match. But yeah, Alex, shoot me a message if you want to lift or something. So there's only really 2 professional fouls or unsportsman fouls. One is if they pop and hit like that. The other one would be like, say this is the elbow pad, and they drag them all the way down to like something like this. Yeah, they're gonna have to be excessive, so the referees have to know right away. Those will be 2 fouls. So you won't automatically lose unless you already have one, but it will be, instead of getting a benefit and a restart, you'll get the restart, but instead of 50% of your fouls, it will be 66% of your fouls. So there's more of a cost. So I think that more of a cost will potentially eliminate the benefit of a professional foul. Another rule too, with the strap, all slips go to strap except for unprofessional or unsportsmanlike fouls. Athletes cannot touch the strap with their with their offhand, so you can't hold it, that would be a foul. So keep that in mind. And you cannot, like, some people like to tighten it. If you grab it with your offhand, even if you just touch it, it's going to be a foul. So keep that in mind. If you guys need to, if you need the strap adjusted, you need to communicate with the referee. It might not be perfect, but they're going to do the best they can. It's not like at practice where you could, do whatever you want with the strap. So keep that in mind. Yeah, these rules are going to be the same rules for the tournament. So keep that in mind. I don't know if I talked about this yet, but so if both athletes say yes, the next command will be don't move, go. If one says no, athletes have 15 seconds to get their own grip. If athletes cannot get their grip in 15 seconds, they will go to a referee set grip, which is thumbs. The referee will say, close your thumbs, close your fingers, don't move, go. That is a referee set grip. If for some reason the athletes aren't able to get the grip in 15 seconds with the referee set grip, they will go to a traditional referee's grip where the referee has full control. They may even move your elbow. They'll definitely, they'll move your shoulders. They might even move your elbow position in order to get center. So keep that in mind. It's going to be if it's a full ref's grip, it's going to be very, very strict. So keep that in mind. Or the purpose of the don't move, go, there's going to be a slight space. So it's going to be don't move, go. I feel like it will be easier to find a early start if it's not obvious. If referees don't know right away, it will be offsetting. But I feel we have 3 referees, so we'll be able to see. Clothing allowance for the professional class. There is no clothing allowance because we have a spot on the next pay-per-view. We have 2 spots. The winner of the overalls, left and right, will be guaranteed a spot on the next pay-per-view event. So there is no clothing allowance for pros. I'm not 100% sure for the lighter classes. We might do like a pound or 2. But the only thing I know for sure is the pro class is no clothing allowance. There's too much on the line, Let's see. So let's see. I don't think I missed anything on the rules. Early weigh-ins. Your first opportunity to do early weigh-ins. Now, in order to do the earliest early weigh-ins, so the earliest you can weigh in is Friday at noon. But because we have the pay-per-view going on, the earliest you'll be able to weigh in is after the super matches. So in order to do the first early weigh-in, you're going to have to be you have to get the tickets. That's the only way you'll be able to weigh in at the dungeon, is you need to be able to get the tickets. And then you'll be able we'll be able to weigh you in early after the super matches. Your next opportunity will be at Steel Beach Gym Friday night when we're setting up for the tournament. Now, keep this in mind. Early weigh-ins are by appointment only. So I'm supposed to be at Steel Beach Gym around 7 p.m. to start setting up. But I'm not sure when I'll leave. If we finish early, I'm going to leave early. Make sure if you want to do early weigh-ins, it's by appointment only. So message me on Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram, _TeamStone777. Yeah, definitely make sure you message me to make an appointment. Otherwise, you might miss me because I'll be, running all over the place with stuff. Let's see. I don't think I'm missing any of the rules, any big rules that are changed. Oh, only thing I didn't say is, so it's running fouls, 3 fouls, and there are 0 warnings. There's no warnings. So anything that would be a warning in other leagues, it will just be a foul. So early starts are fouls, stuff like that, So keep that in mind. There's no warnings. There's no warnings. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions for me, I'm probably going to hop off in a few minutes. I think we talked about everything that there is. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. If you guys want to see Tim Bresnan do some arm wrestling, there's a video of it on my YouTube. He's up in Connecticut. It was his first time back in the dungeon in quite a while, at least a year. He only comes up once a year now for the Brooklyn Fair, and he's feeling strong. I know Tim's got a match coming up. I forgot the guy's name, but he's from Florida, and Tim's feeling strong. We talked about the super matches. We talked about the dungeon super matches. Talked about Turtle Man Classic. We talked about the charity. Talked about the t-shirts. We talked about the athletes. We talked about tickets. So if you guys want to get tickets for this mega crazy awesome show that's going to happen Friday at noon, you're gonna have to shoot me a message. Unless you know where the dungeon is already, you're more than welcome just to show up and buy a ticket the day of. But more than likely, you're gonna need to shoot me a message, Nicholas Stone on Facebook or _TeamStone777 on Instagram. Shoot me a message. I got Zeal, Cash App, even Facebook Pay, I think, for the payment of the ticket. Tickets go for $30. You will also get, after the super matches, we're going to have a dungeon tour. The dungeon tour is, the chief is going to give a little tour of the dungeon. You'll be able to see stuff, be able to see stuff from the 80s and 90s all the way until now. There's stuff from John Brasink, Travis, Devin Lorette, Crazy George, stuff from, a whole bunch of stuff. There's, athletes, there's, Vovoda stuff, Tim Bresnan stuff. It's pretty much an arm wrestling museum, even though that's where we practice. It's an arm wrestling museum, and once you guys see it, you'll understand. There's even an arm wrestling video game, the mechanical arm. There's an arm wrestling mechanical arm there, so that's always fun, and it works. It works now. What else is there? I always feel like there's something we're forgetting. Let me check some of these comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't know what's better, the view. Do you guys prefer the vertical view, or do you guys prefer the horizontal view with the phone sideways? Let me know what's better for you guys to watch. All right, guys. I think that's it. If there's any final questions, let me know. Even if it's after the live, I should be able to see them on the YouTube comments thing. But thanks for watching. I'll see you around. Have a good one.